Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Jackson Lowry, sophomore here at Bridgewater State, and this is my guest.
How you doing? I'm Franco. I'm also a sophomore here at Bridgewater State College.
So today we're going to dive into a particular topic of interest. We were talking about this before we started recording, and I think it's one that might interest a lot of people, and a lot of people have a personal opinion about it. As we wanted to get into Governor Baker's ban in Massachusetts on all vaping products, the sale of all vaping products. So, personally, how do you feel about the ban?
I think it's absurd. I think it's absurd for a lot of reasons. Just because not a lot of research has gone into why these deaths have occurred that led to the ban, and more specifically, what the actual quote-unquote product was that led to these deaths. Because from the research that I've done myself so far, it's not jewel pods, it's not vape juice, it's THC cards that have extra substances in them, such as fentanyl. It's just a very prime example.
Right. We were talking about this as they did this for a public health crisis. That's the initial reasoning. They wanted to figure out what is making people sick. And I think by claiming that it's a public health crisis and doing just that, and they're creating a public health crisis. You're killing an industry made in Massachusetts right now. You have stores shutting down, businesses going out of business because of this ban, and most importantly, you have people switching to cigarettes, back to cigarettes. The initial purpose of these vaping products was to get people off of cigarettes. Now you got people going back to cigarettes. I mean, you're undoing years of work. The transfer. I mean, I think that's crazy to just ban it off of people getting sick and claim it as a public health crisis. I mean, right here it says even that a Suffolk Superior Court judge, Douglas Wilkins, writes that while the plaintiffs have shown a likelihood of success, the balance of harms weighs in defendants' favor in some respects, and immediate injunction against the entire order would contravene the public interest. Governor Baker he states that they did this for as a public health emergency and ordered a 4-month temporary ban for retail and online sales of all vape products to better understand what is making people sick. You have people saying in the law, Craig Rourke in the law office in Massachusetts, which represented the plaintiffs, said that his clients are very encouraged. He added the ruling shows that the governor's ban on all vaping products was unconstitutional, and once changes are made, it will likely be drastically different law. So this is no public input whatsoever. This was all just off of Governor Baker's doing. He saw what he believed and he put the ban in place himself.
Well, that's a good point. It was Governor Baker's personal decision, and I feel like personal decisions don't really play a big role in politics. So I feel like there should have been more congression about the subject and kind of further talk about it and gain more insight and intellect about it before cutting to a very rash decision. Because if you want to put it into a hypothetical, let's say that there were no vaping products, let's say there was only cigarettes, and let's say that the same amount of people that smoke nowadays smoke those cigarettes, and you just eliminate them completely due to some health emergency, all those people that are smoking are going to withdraw, seek help.
I mean, it's amazing. You got this ban just seemed so out of place and just it almost came out of nowhere. No one saw it coming.
It almost seems like a push by.
You even have one store is suing Massachusetts for
destroying his business ultimately.
Yeah. He's suing the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for putting this ban in place because, like I said, businesses are going under because of this. This is an industry that you're killing.
These are people's livelihoods too. These vape shops, they're not.
I just think they're
not corporations. These vape shops are people that bought all this stuff and they're selling it to you, and now their livelihood is at stakes because of someone's personal opinion on
I just
vaping
think it's
products.
amazing. Like alone, we're claiming that it's a public health crisis, and because of this, we're almost creating public health crisis, switching people to cigarettes. It's absurd to me. Right, we started off. It was a slow ban, starting with kids smoking nicotine products.
They
These
bumped the
flavored
age,
nicotine products.
bumped the age 18 to 21 for
So
smoking
that
in
was the first. That was
Massachusetts.
the first
It was
move.
about a year ago.
Was increasing the age to 21, and most of you may know that flavored vaping products were banned containing nicotine. Nicotine's an addictive substance, and it was the rise in children under 18 was unprecedented of smoking. So they started off by banning the flavored vaping products. And one of those flavored products, one of the things that we discussed was menthol. Menthol is one of the flavors of a vaping product, and that was one of the things to go. Even in Rhode Island, where the vaping ban is not in place right now, the flavored vaping is that ban is in place right now, and menthol is one of the things to go. Menthol cigarettes have been around longer than menthol flavored vaping products,
Right.
and those are still around. Those are still legal to buy.
There's kind of
Right
some
there.
hypocrisy in this ban that makes you look at the ban in its entirety as almost a stunt or like maybe a paid
It makes you question: is an
campaign put
uproar?
forth by cigarette companies to get people to go back to cigarettes. Because I'm not gonna lie, the vaping industry completely
I
overshadows
mean, yeah.
cigarettes.
After this whole 4 month ban, we'll see statistically the increase, if there is an increase. I personally believe that there will be an increase in tobacco
Cigarette sales,
products.
without a doubt. I think what's interesting too.
So all in all, I think the ban is ridiculous.